Hi everybody. I'm very happy on this, not really a beautiful Sunday, it's kind of overcast and cool. Still glad to be here. I am at the Kenney Store, and this is Tony.
How are you?
And Tony and his lovely wife Rita have built this out here off of 36 South.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of a little bit out of the way, but
yes, sir.
I think I should congratulate you on what you've done here.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
You have something to be proud of.
Well, thank you. It's been fun. We yeah, it's definitely out of the way. It's our kids came here years ago. I grew up in Brenham, and Rita and I worked in Brenham. We were both in law enforcement. Rita had 20 years, and she was at the point where she was ready to retire. And I've always been in the food and drink industry, I guess you would say, on some level. We had a steakhouse in Navasota called the Wrangler Steakhouse back in the early 2000s.
I remember that.
And
that had a fire, didn't it?
Mm-hmm, it did. Yep. It burned, caught on fire in June of 2006, if I remember right.
Yep, I've eaten there many times.
Yep. And so anyway, we sold that. We sold that about 6 months before the fire, oddly enough. Anyway, had that, and then went back into law enforcement. But the whole time we continued catering. So the food was always there. And then in 2013, Rita was ready to retire. I was still working in Harris County for the constable's office of the peace officer. And she said, "I'm ready to retire." And she said, "I want to get me a little small, out of the way place, and this and that." And I can't say that I was on board for it, but she was. She didn't.
Some kind of laid back, nice and relaxed.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Just something, a little retirement job. And so, long or the short, we walked into here in 2012, December 2012. Walked in here, and 5 days later signed a contract on it, and got closed on it on February the 26th of 2013. It had never really been closed, and we closed on it at 10 a.m. at the closing title office. Got the keys and drove over here and opened it up at 3 o'clock. The day before we came in and bought every jelly bean and peanut and beer and soda from the previous owner that he had. And
well, the Kenney Store is a very different place now than it was then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very different.
Yeah, it's we then added the music pretty quick. Was lucky enough through a close friend of ours, Snuffy Garrett, to be able to spend some time with Johnny Lee and Daryl Singletary, and convince them to come down and take a shot on a little no-name place.
Right.
And so they played here, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it's kind of like you need a way to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, you got to know somebody in this industry, because nobody will take a chance. Nobody wants to go back and play a hole in the wall when you got a career, because it sounds like your career's over. But so they took a gamble on us, and we couldn't be more thankful. And really along the whole way, it's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of growth, a lot of with COVID and all that. But through it all, we hadn't figured out any more about it. We just kind of get closer to God and keep praying a little bit more, and He just keeps kind of opening the path up for us. And Rita and I just kind of walking along.
It sounds like Johnny Lee looked for love in just the right place here.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, it worked out really well for you.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. I mean, it's been entertaining post COVID, trying to kind of figure out how to fill seats at times, but we just kind of keep going back to what we are, just kind of home cooking, and then a couple years ago.
That's another thing. The food is awesome.
Oh,
and if the food stunk, you couldn't have built this, right?
No, you're correct.
The food is really good.
And it's we eat it all. I mean, I tell people, I'm still eating it every day, so it can't be horrible.
Yeah.
But it's just like you would cook it at the house. If you could, we just do it for a lot of people. And we're family friendly here. So we got people that are, that come out here with their kids. They come out here with, to drink a beer, and they come out here to, eat ice cream, I guess, or, eat dessert. So it's a little bit of everything,
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you first started and y'all stepped into this, you bought it. Now you own, when it started, I guess it was really just a cafe.
Yeah, it was just going to be a little kind of a beer joint, serve a few burgers and stuff like that initially for about the first 2 weeks, literally.
Did the two of you envision, okay, someday we want to make this?
Rita,
or this happened in chapters?
We added, it definitely added like everything, and everything's got its stages, but we added music. We had a music band the second week after we opened, just because of the way that the time lined up, and there was a chili cook-off down the road. Inside, no stage, no nothing, just stuck them in a corner. Matter of fact, one of the guys that came from the chili cook-off almost sat down the steel guitar on accident. I just wasn't paying it. There was no barrier. They were just over there in the corner. And but anyway, Rita started saying, once we added music in the second week, and we were doing that every week, and we realized that we were going to do music and do food. But Rita has said probably since the first 6 months of introducing the bands that we wanted to be the #1 live music venue in the state of Texas.
That's quite a lofty goal, right?
We couldn't see 85 people in here, you know. And, I mean, when you're talking about Billy Bob's and Green Hall and all the great, that was always their desire. That was always their thing. And I remember she would say it before every show. One day we're going to be the #1 live music in Texas. And I would say, how about we just start in Austin County and work our way up, babe? You know, but she's always dreamed big. And I'll be danged if 2000.
I would say, and a very creditable organization has identified you as being exactly that.
Yeah, and it was so that I think that was the wildest thing about the whole thing is to hear somebody say it, just like she's always said her green sauce was going to be her retirement, and we've got a year of that under our belt, and what I would say would be the retail space of selling it.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What Tony just touched on, we can start with this. Where is your wife Rita today?
She's at H-E-B at this exact moment in Brenham, and she's sampling her green sauce, and I say it's her
Meaning
green
offering
sauce.
Samples to customers.
Yeah, as they come through, you know, and she words it exactly like she should. Would you like to try my green sauce? You know, it's got an official name, but that was Rita's baby 13 years ago.
I wish we had a jar to show you.
Yeah, and it's all over the internet. Yeah, it's all over the internet. It's beautiful. It's green. If you've had a
hold on just a second, can we?
Yeah, no problem.
I mean, I'll help you with sales as much as what Rita's doing.
I'll go grab one.
I will edit this out. I'm not going to stop cameras. So I'm going to tell you something while Tony's gone. I may include this. The minute I asked him and I walked in, if it would be possible for me to do a video, I've been here now an hour and a half, and he has bent over backwards. He offered me full access. He has been so gracious. It's just incredible how friendly, and I'm just blown away by it. And that's kind of something most people wouldn't do. He's agreed to go get a jar of the green sauce so that we can show it. And this didn't start out to be like an advertisement.
No,
this is a naturally occurring thing. That's it. And I'm going to tell you, I love it. Let me try this, Tony.
Okay.
I'm going to describe what I think of this
awesome.
as a consumer.
Perfect.
And you tell me what you think about.
Okay.
So I saw this around at different places for quite a while and didn't think much about it. There's salsas and all kind of stuff all over the place. There's a saturated market. But one day I was downtown Brenham somewhere. I'm not even sure where I bought it. I bought a jar, kind of on a whim. And I took it home and I tried it. And here's what I think about it. This is not, to me, this is not a salsa, like a Mexican salsa verde. And it's not, I don't know how to put it. It's green and it's a sauce. It doesn't say salsa, it says sauce.
Right.
But I like something with a bite, you know, a little bit of heat factor, you know, but not something overwhelming where it just like destroys me for 15 minutes.
Right.
This gets you, you feel it. It's like, it's very enjoyable, but then it fades pretty quickly, and you can have another bite and you can eat it all afternoon. And I'll say one more thing, a lot of salsas that have a lot of chili peppers and onions and stuff in them, they give me horrible indigestion. This has never, ever given me indigestion. So I love it, and I eat it all the time. So there you go. There's my pitch for the Kenney Store green sauce.
And I would describe it as all of that is all exactly spot on. When Rita describes it, she describes it as a cilantro, lime, and jalapeno creamy dip,
more of a dip sauce.
Yeah. But it's she puts it on salads. It started out on a fish taco. It wasn't a dip. It was she made a honey-based coleslaw with a fried fish and needed something to kind of counterbait that sweetness, and she wanted something with a little bit of bite,
right,
and something that would be creamy and all of that. So she went with that, and that's what she created. And it's been with us for 13 years, and it went from being on tacos to then being a chips and dip, and now it's in
pretty versatile.
Yeah, it'll like I said, it's a salad dressing. It's a good chicken enchiladas, and all that. It's in 87 Brookshire Brothers across here, Oklahoma, Louisiana. Few HEBs between here and College
Station. So that took a little while, but it is just kind of mushroomed.
And we still, up until, we're still, like I said,
she's hawking it herself today.
She's sampling it, and tomorrow morning I'll deliver whatever she sells today back to Brenham and to College Station, and then You know, luckily we can get it to the Brookshire Brothers.
Has this become bigger than the Kenney store itself, or getting
on
close
some
to
level,
it?
On some level, yes. As far as notoriety, yes.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
You know, you might be up there with Pace Picante sauce someday. Yeah, right.
So,
Okay, well, I tell you what, Tony, I really enjoy. I'm blown away by what a great host you've been. You've been over backwards since I introduced myself and everything.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That's what we're here for.
It's wonderful. And if you're anywhere within any reasonable distance, or you're passing through Brenham, this area, I highly recommend you make a point to stop at the Kenney store. You will not regret it, I promise you. And I think you should go to their website. What's the name of the website?
TheKenneyStore.com.
TheKenneyStore.com, and they have a Facebook page. And you
Kenney
can go
Store
look
LLC.
at the concert schedule. And I myself have never done it. I've always intended to, but this spring, in the very near future, I will be here for a live music event, and you should try to also.
When do you think this will come out?
I think I might come see.
I mean, when do you think the video will come out?
Oh, probably tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay.
And with all the great video I got, I may have to try to find a way to break this into 2 parts.
No, I got you.
Because it's good stuff.
Okay, well, I mean, we've got Corey Morrow that's coming up in April, and we've got some other shows that are coming up, you know, so I'd check it out. Yeah.
I've been come out here. I think you just invited me to come make some more videos in the future.
I did.
Now you got to be careful with artists,
right?
Because the copyright stuff, and you know that's how they're trying to make a living.
Right.
So I don't want to infringe upon that,
I get
even
that.
if I could.
But
we work
come out and give
something
it a
out.
whirl, no doubt.
Absolutely. Golly, thank you so much, Tony.
No problem. Thank you.
A pleasure to meet you.
You too.
I kind of feel like I made a friend in addition
You
to
did.
getting the.
Well, if you didn't, it wasn't on my account.
Yeah, I think you should be wearing a white hat. That's what I think.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
I really do.
You have
Thank
a great
you.
rest of your
Y'all
day.
too.
God bless you.
God bless you. All right, I'm gonna see what I got.
Well, it's about time to close it out here at the Kenney store. I got to tell you, I had a wonderful time. I could not have felt more welcomed. Tony was a great host. One of the more enjoyable videos that I've ever shot, honestly. And I will be back here very soon, no doubt about it, coming to a concert. Oh gosh, in the next week or two, I know it. And I'll tell you what, as always, I hope that your troubles are few and your blessings are many. And God bless you. I appreciate each and every one of you that watches my videos, supports my channel. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I sure did. And until next time, I'm out of here. Peace out.
This old highway's getting longer. Seems there ain't no end in sight. Sleep would be best, but I just can't afford to rest. Got to ride an invert all night. Call the house, but no one answered. Over the last 2 weeks, no one's been home. I guess through me, to tell the truth, I just can't see. What's kept the woman holding on this long? And the